We already took a brief look at blood types, but we're going to look at it more now in the context of multiple allele traits. There are three different alleles for blood type. Two are dominant, the A allele and the B allele, and one is recessive, which is the I allele. And the A produces this A protein, the B produces the B protein, and O produces no proteins at all. So, as we look at that scenario, what type of blood can a child have if their parents have AB and O blood type? Well, the thing about this is, because it's AB, you know both of the alleles of the parents of that parent. They are IA and IB, because that's the only way you can have type AB blood. So one possibility is they pass on that allele. The other possibility is they pass on that allele. Likewise, if you are type O, because that is recessive, it must be homozygous, and those are both little i's. So we're crossing A, B, and I. So this one is relatively simple because there's no other options for what's going on. We can put the I in each corner there, and then we pass on these traits from the other parent, and you can see our genotypic ratio is 1:1 with the A blood type to the B blood type, and our phenotypic ratio is also 1:1, type A to type B. Now remember, this is one of those cases again where if you wanted to do your simple little trick, because you know that both the alleles from the O blood type are recessive, you really didn't have to put that box there, and you still get the same genotypic and phenotypic ratios over here as well. So that's the shortcut if you wanted to take it. Stepping it up and being a little bit more complex here, now we've got a situation that's kind of different. If one parent is type A, we know they've got at least one A, but we don't know what the other one is. It could be another A allele, or it could be an I allele. And the other parent is B, so we know they've got at least the one B allele, and then we know that they have either another B or an I for the type O. One thing we do know for certain, though, is that this question mark is only an IA or an I. It can't be a B allele, or else this parent would have type AB blood. So we do have it narrowed down a little bit. Likewise, over here, the question mark can equal a type B or an I, but it can't equal an A, or else they'd have type B blood as well. So that narrows it down a little bit, but still doesn't help a lot here. So let's go ahead and draw our Punnett square. And we have no shortcuts this time because we're not sure what's going on. So from this parent we have an IA and a question mark. We're not sure what it is, but we can still draw in the IAs across here. And I'll put the question mark in the second blank for that one. And then over here we've got an IB we know of for sure, and then a question mark. And we can fill in the IBs, and then we've got question marks here. So, what type of blood can we have? Well, we know we can have AB because that is right here. This box could either be IAI, which would be a type A blood, or it could be IAIB, which would be type AB blood. So we don't know for sure. So it could be A or AB. Likewise, over here, we could have, if the red is a little I, if this red is a little I, you could have type B blood, or if it happens to be another A, you could have AB blood as well. And then in this last column, we can have pretty much everything. You could have B and an I, which would be type B blood. You could have an I and an A, which would be type A blood. You could have another B and an A, which would be AB blood. Or you could have two I's, which would be type O blood. So really, if parents have type A and B blood, and you don't know their genotype, the offspring could have any of the four possible blood types: AB, A, B, or O. So sometimes these questions aren't that easy when you look at it, because there's so many options, and you just have to kind of grind away and keep your head straight on it. We'll do one perspective here. We know a child has type O blood, which means that their genotype is little I, little I. What cannot be the phenotype of their parents? Well, we know they had to get the little I from one parent, and they had to get that little I from the other parent. Other than that, things are open here. So it could be that there's a type A for the parent, so parent could be type A. It could be that the parent is type B. It could be, if we erase that this parent is type O. But one thing the parent cannot be is AB. Because if it was AB, there would be no little I allele to pass on. So there's a couple examples of blood type problems to work through, and you'll have a few more in your homework here.